Well, look what we have here. We have an official announcement of Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. And now that the official announcement is out, we also have some new details as far as what new characters we can actually see in the upcoming sequel to Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. So let's get right to it. One thing I will note is I did notice in all the articles about the announcement of the new sequel, which came out in the Hollywood Reporter, and of course has been covered by multiple other trades, they did not actually talk about the exact plot details or description of the movie that has been kind of all over the internet now leaked, as I covered in a previous video from, the Canadian site Yes Entertainment and some various other websites that have actually are supposedly selling the 4K Blu-ray Ultra HD, movie. So interestingly enough, I'm still going to consider that an unofficial description until either, the Hollywood Reporter comes out with the description or the Warner Brothers, someone confirms it. Even Ed Boon himself, even though he has, followed up and announced, confirmed the announcement himself, I'm still holding off on the plot. Even though it sounds really good, I'm still holding off that it's unofficial until someone makes it official. All right, so characters. So of course we have all of our returning characters, of course with the exception of Quan Chi and the original Bi-Han Sub-Zero. But in this sequel to Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, we have Scorpion returning, of course, Liu Kang, Jax, Raiden, Johnny Cage. We also have Kitana, and we also have Shao Kahn. Now, as far as new characters that were announced, which I'm super excited, we have Cyrax, we have Shinnok, which was teased in the first movie, we have Rico, we have Kintaro and Sector, we have the One Being, interesting ad, we have Melina, we have Stryker and Smoke, we have the Kuai Liang Sub-Zero, we have Kung Lao, we have the Lin Kuei Grandmaster, we have Devora, and then we also have Jade. So those are all the new characters that are going to be added to the previous list of characters we saw in the last movie. I didn't see Natara listed in there, or even Baraka, even though I read somewhere recently that those actually were not those characters, as species of those characters, including like Reptile, but possibly we'll see them maybe just kind of be background characters or appear in the second film still. So one thing I want to talk about was we have all these new characters, but it's quite a bit for the list. Now, if you remember from the first movie, the main story was Bi-Han Sub-Zero killed Scorpion's family, Hanzo Hasashi, and then he basically gets killed himself, and he goes to hell. He makes a deal with Quan Chi to go back and get his revenge on Sub-Zero. And even though that was happening, the subplot was that Quan Chi was actually the one that killed Scorpion's family, to do something with Lin Kuei, and he was out to get Shinnok's amulet, and that's where all that kind of stuff happened, and that's where our heroes also have Mortal Kombat going on with Shang Tsung and Raiden and all that kind of crap. So all those things were happening at the same time. So it's interesting to note that, we know that with Bi-Han dying, that does obviously bring in other Lin Kuei, and Shiryu, ninja warriors, and also brings in the Kuai Liang storyline. So that's where I can see, the second Sub-Zero, Smoke, Cyrax, and Sector coming in, and of course the Lin Kuei Grandmaster. Now when it comes to Shinnok, I don't remember them having in the second movie or in the first movie where he was actually summoned, but I think his amulet is still with Scorpion, I believe, or maybe did Shang Tsung get it? I can't remember who got it at the end of the movie, but whoever has it, I guess, could, resurrect Shinnok, and maybe something will happen with that, and maybe the One Being will come into play as far as a flashback scene. I don't really know where they would put that person in the forefront of the movie, or I guess in the movie. If not, he'd either be a flashback or he'll be at the very end or something to kind of help take Shinnok out. Now, as far as our other characters, as far as I would say Shao Kahn's, minions, we have Kintaro, Melina, Rico. I don't know if Jade might be an in-between character. She's in movies, she's been kind of a good guy, bad guy, and then in the games, I guess she's kind of been more of a good guy. So we'll have to kind of wait and see where her allegiance lie. But we have that, and then as far as heroes, we have Stryker. I think Smoke will be a hero. I don't think he'll be a villain. And then the one I think is really interesting as far as an addition is Devora. Now, what I find interesting is that it seems like the animated movies are just doing what the feature film did. So in the first, animated movie, we had Natara kind of seen in there, and I don't think any other character that I really saw was out of place. But if we're going by the timeline of the video games, she was kind of out of place, right? Or has she always been there? This is something I've talked about previously in another video, that these, I guess the animated films and the movies don't necessarily have to go in the order of the video games. They can start introducing characters right off the bat. Just like the movie did recently where they had Rico and Cabal, and Natara kind of all thrown in there early. even though they didn't really kind of get introduced until later on in the game franchises. So it's interesting that the animated movie is doing the same thing, but they're doing a bigger slate of characters than they did in the first film. Now, one of my concerns is, are they going to be able to handle all this? Because I'm pretty sure that movie, the first one, was less than 2 hours. It was like an hour and a half, if that. Usually animated films aren't that long. So, you know, the feature film had a hard time, as some believe. I thought the movie was good, but some people believe that, I mean, not that some people believe, I agree that when they introduced Rico and Atara, they were wasted characters. They had no story, they had nothing. They were just there to be killed. So I hope that does not happen with the animated film, because I'd really suck for Rico, especially because I'm like, if he doesn't get a good story in this movie, this is it. He's just a throwaway character. That's how he's always going to be. There is no hope to have a Rico's backstory. Same thing if we get more of Natara. I hope they do with Devora. I mean, there's all these good characters that have good stories that could have, you know, good, you know, foes to fight in the game, in the movies. So I really hope they don't just put them in there to be easily slaughtered in the movie. As far as what I'm most excited about seeing in the upcoming cartoon, I really am looking forward to seeing Melina, for one, to see how that, you know, her rival with Katana goes. There was no mention of Sindel, but that doesn't mean that we may not see her. I'm really excited to see Devora, to see how they depict her and what she's actually going to be doing. And of course, I'm always excited about the Lin Kuei kind of storyline, given that Scorpion is possibly going to have some battling with Kuai Liang and all the other people that go along with that. I'm really curious to see that. And then, of course, Shinnok. I'm really curious to see how they put him on the animated forefront, and if he's going to be a formidable foe for the backstory of the movie. So then all the characters confirmed for Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, which is basically Mortal Kombat Legends 2. Who are you most looking forward to? Do you think that all these characters are too much for the movie? Do you think they're going to basically end up being like what they were in the feature film and just being easy characters to be killed off? Leave your comments down below. That's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Once like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.